In the heart of the South Deanery, a vibrant tapestry of people come together. Each one, a unique thread woven into the fabric of the Roncalli High School community. Join us as we explore the stories, the passions, and the shared spirit that unites us all.
Greetings to all in the Roncalli family. During last school year, we featured each of the 10 South Deanery Catholic grade schools and their principals in our Together We Serve monthly video series. We're honored to partner with them in the life-giving, transformational ministry of Catholic education. This month, we're excited to launch the next phase of our Together We Serve video series. Over the course of the next 14 months, we will be featuring the pastors from each of the Catholic parishes that make up the South Deanery of the Archdiocese of Indianapolis. It's a very small way by which we can express our deep appreciation for all they do in shepherding each of their respective parishes and for their support of Roncalli High School. We begin our series today with Father Steve Giannini, who's the pastor of St. Francis and Clare of Assisi Catholic Church here in Greenwood and St. Martin of Tours in Martinsville. Father Steve also serves as one of my bosses as the Dean of the South Deanery of Indianapolis, as appointed by Archbishop Charles Thompson. Father Steve is a native of Richmond, Indiana, was ordained a priest by Archbishop Beekline on June the 5th, 1993. During his 32 years of ministry, he has served 13 different parishes, as well as having served in various leadership roles for the Archdiocese. His favorite assignment, though, was serving as chaplain and Religious Studies Department chairperson at Roncalli in the early 1990s. Father Steve, thank you for joining me. Thank you for your decades of service to the ministry to the Archdiocese.
Well, thank you, Chuck, for our many years together.
Let's take a look back. What would you say, what was your first sense of calling to the priesthood? When did that all originate?
Well, I would say it started when I was young in school, and little flickers of the flame here and there. My 8th grade year, I was looking a little bit more heavily into that. Then it waned. I went to university and then taught for 10 years at the Richmond schools. But the last couple of years there, I felt God calling me to something else. I was having more fun in my parish than I was having in my classroom. So that's when I started looking at entering seminary after 10 years of teaching, and I'm glad I did.
Neat story. Where were you teaching?
I taught 4th grade and 6th grade, and then I taught for 5 years. I taught gifted and talented students in elementary grades.
Straight-headed is what I call them.
Well, there's a tip, Rico.
I'm curious, Father, if there was a specific priest or priests or other individuals that kind of influenced your decision on the calling to the priesthood.
Well, sure. My family was very supportive of me looking at priesthood and all of us, and there were priests and sisters that kind of came in and out of our family. My father had a cousin of his, Father Papano. My mother had Father Colley and Monsignor Ryan, my cousins on her side. And so there was just a general positive outlook towards priesthood. I was taught by the Sisters of St. Francis at Oldenburg, and they had a big influence on my life as well. They loved me and loved my family and loved all of us, and that was a good thing to do.
Great. Let's go back to June 5th, 1993, the day of ordination. Is there anything that stands out as a vivid memory from that day?
Well, I would say there were two. My first memory coming in with my parents on either side of me, walking into the cathedral behind some classmates, and I was in front of some classmates, and it was like, this is for real. And then the second point was when the priest kneels in front of the Archbishop Beekline for me, and we make our promises of respect and obedience. And that's a very touching and Holy Spirit-filled moment when that promise is made.
Yeah, humbling, I'm sure.
Yes, very much so.
Right. Through your ministry, obviously celebrating the Mass and the Eucharist has to be just such a blessing, but beyond celebrating the Mass, are there favorite parts of your ministry that you tend to enjoy?
Well, sure. All the sacraments are graced and wonderful. Just had a wedding this very last weekend. Funerals are times when a priest can really be present to a family and let God know that they are loved and cared for. And I think funerals are an important part. Had a baptism yesterday. Just the sacraments are great. And as you said, as I was the chaplain at Roncalli High School 30 years ago, a favorite memory of mine. There you go.
Did a great job. They can't believe it's done 30 years and
I know.
always been most gracious. So how about a favorite saying?
Ooh, two favorites. Can't have any favorites, you know. There was low grace or beads, right? But two sayings that I've recently been kind of thinking about is St. Joseph, the quiet man in the Gospels. He doesn't speak, and yet he was there for Jesus, and how, as a priest, in a sense, I'm called to be like Joseph for people. And the other is St. Teresa of Lisieux. Again, her quiet way, her little way of prayer is, I think, an inspiration for me and for many other people. She's a great saint.
Neat stories on both those.
Yeah.
Thanks for saying that. I say this with a tongue-in-cheek. I don't think there's much free time for our pastors, but when you seek out some free time in your day, what do you like to do with that free time?
Well, it's summer now, so I like to do gardening. I really like to do that. I like to see things that I planted or transplanted to start growing and flowering. Although that really means doing a lot of weeding. So that's what we do in Indiana. We do lots of weeding in our garden. So
Flowers and vegetables, or just flowers?
mostly flowers, vegetables. Last year I was very happy. I did some squash. They came up and I ate them, and that was good.
Been a good year for the garden so far?
Yes, it has been.
Yes. Had you not answered the call, I'm curious, had you not answered God's call to the priesthood, what would Steve Giannini be doing today?
Well, I would be retired, but still, I probably would have kept teaching and retired from school teaching there. But I'd be active in my parish too. And because being in community and parish as Catholics is so important for all of us and important for me, that's how I am called to serve God and God's people, because I have a love for God and God's people.
That's awesome. Father Steve, thank you again. Thank you for all that you do for the Catholic Church, specifically in your role here as pastor of St. Francis and Clare of Assisi and St. Martin of Tours, and for the South area. You've been just a blessing for the Archdiocese for many, many years. So thank you. Thank you for also being the guinea pig for the first priest service.
Well, all right. That's a yeah, they serve individual service.
Thank you as well to all of you for tuning into this monthly video series on the third Wednesday of each month. We hope you enjoy. We appreciate your support. Would you please join me in praying daily for Father Steve, his brother priests here in our Archdiocese, and all those who have answered God's call to proclaim the gospel in all corners of the world. God bless each of them, their lives, and their ministry. Hope you'll tune in again next month. Until then, God bless you. Go Royals, and St. John the 23rd.
Pray for us.